Hello, welcome everyone, and attention all new participants. Kindly register by filling out the form and don't forget to complete the attendance sheet that is sent by our team. Your cooperation is essential for a successful start to our first day bootcamp. Thank you. So, this is our first day of bootcamp where we are going to learn about front-end web development. So in this 15-day bootcamp, we will learn how can we create website with the help of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So let's begin. First we understand what is front-end web development and then we understand its importance. Front-end development is like the face of a website that users interact with directly. It involves creating the visual and interactive element that you see when you visit any website, whether it is Flipkart, Amazon, Facebook. Think of it as the design and functionality that user experience on the screen. So what exactly is front-end development? Imagine you are using Flipkart application. Okay, no need to imagine. Let me open Flipkart website for you so that you can understand clearly. So here I am going to open Flipkart application. The moment you open the application, what captures your attention? It's the visual layout, the color, the buttons and the overall design that make up the front end of the application. Front end development is all about creating this face that you are seeing on my screen. It have two principles, that is UI and UX. UI stand for user interface that we are seeing on our screen, like we have this button and inside button we have some text that is written in white color and the color of button is in orange. Then we have a card on our left hand side that is in blue color. We have some header part, then we have a main content, then we have below we have a footer as well. So this is a front-end part that a front-end developer made with the help of some languages, that is HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So this is the front-end part. By word itself we understand front-end that we are seeing on our screen. That is like a face that the user can able to see. That's why it have two principles, that is UI. UI means user interface. So this is our user interface. And another one is UX. What UX stand for? UX stand for user experience. Like whenever you navigate to any website or any web application, for example, right now we are on Flipkart application. So here we are seeing lots of options. Like here we have a cart option. So UX, what UX means, that what I am trying to teach you. Whenever you click on this cart, you will navigate to a cart section. So this is the functionality that front-end developer add. When we click on the cart button, we will navigate to the cart section. This is UX. So here you get lots of options like place order. If you want to place order, you can place from here only. Like right now in my cart only one item is added, that is this sofa. So if you want to add this, if you want to buy this item, so directly you just click on the place order, you can buy it. But if you don't want to buy this item, so from here you get two options, like one is wish list and another one is remove. So if you don't want, so from here only you can click on remove and remove this item from your cart. So this is our UX. UX means user experience, like how things work. UI and UX both are the different term. People think both are same, but they are not same. They are different. UI basically how things look, like the design, the color, button and overall visual appeal that you are seeing on the screen, that is your UI. And UX is about how things work, the user's overall experience and satisfaction when navigating a website. So the front end of a web page is made up of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Like HTML provides structure, whereas CSS adds styles and layout, and JavaScript bring interactivity and dynamic behavior. Together they create the visual and function aspect of a website. First we will explore HTML. start by learning the rules of HTML. Then we will move to CSS. Like what is CSS? How, with the help of how can we add color and give style to any content? So that is our CSS. And then finally we will check out for JavaScript. As we understand each of them, we will see how they work together to create a website or web page. It's like putting puzzle pieces together to make a cool picture. So let's get started. Today is the first day of our bootcamp. So today I will explain the overall orally to you. Like from next day we will focus on coding, because once you understand think orally, so coding is not as difficult as you might be thinking. So let's start. Now to understand HTML, structure of HTML, we have opened some other web page. Let me open Facebook login page, because it looks simple so that it is easy for you to understand as well. So here, for understanding the structure of HTML, we have Facebook login web page, and here we can see that we have two input fields, one for email address or phone number and another for password. Then we have login button, and below login button we have one more button, that is create new account. Then something is written below it. Create a page for a celebrity, brand or business, something in a paragraph tag it's written. Like no need to focus on paragraph tag. Let's suppose something is written below create new account button. So all these things are told by the HTML where they should be, like where these input fields should be, where this password should be. So this is all told by the HTML. And if you want to see the HTML code of any website, then for that you will have to first open that website. For example, right now the Facebook website is open in front of us, and you have to right click on it. After right clicking, you get an option of view page source. You have to click on it. After clicking on it, you will get something like this will open, and then this is the HTML code for Facebook. For this web page, here we have the code for that. So the actual website looks very beautiful when shown to us, but the code behind them convert the website into a beautiful one. You can see that the HTML code look like this. And in this 15 days bootcamp, we are also going to write some similar kind of code in our code editor. Now you might be thinking that copying the entire code allow you to recreate a website, but it's not that simple. Like website consists of both front end and back end. So if you try to clone the web page by copying this code, it's not possible. But yes, some part of the code you are able to copy, but not whole part. Apart from viewing the page source, we can also see our HTML code by inspecting it. And how can we do that? In the same way, you have to right click and then click on inspect. So what happened here, on a right hand side you will get a HTML code. What will happen when we do inspect, we will get to see the HTML code clearly here. We can also try some other thing like the arrow button above. You can see here we have an arrow button. So by clicking on that button, we can see the particular element. How? Look, like this. And how much space is taken by which element, we can also see that as well. Like how much has the button taken, we can see these all things by clicking on this arrow button. And we can also analyze our page, like how it will look on phone. Here we have option like how it will look on different phones. So when we click on any phone, okay, 1 minute, let me click on any one. Okay, yeah, in iPad mini it's look like this. So there are lots of options you get here. You can click any of them. Like right now I'm clicking on responsive so that I can show you how can we check our page, our web page is responsive or not. Like in iPad mini I show you like how it's looking. So for checking responsiveness, what you can do, as you can see, as I'm increasing and decreasing its size, it is automatically getting displayed in a proper format. So we call this responsiveness. We can see it in a proper way from any point of view. Like we have lots of mobile view option. You can click on any of them and see, like in Samsung Galaxy S8 how it's look like. So in any of them you can choose any one and see like how it's looking in that phone. So I hope that you guys have understood all this very well. If you have any doubt, then you can write in the chat box. I will try to answer you. In Facebook login page, we don't have HTML only, we have something else as well. Like as I talk in starting only, we have CSS and JavaScript as well. And these three make a complete web page. So here we are just talking about HTML and HTML code only, and we see the responsiveness as well. Now we are talking about CSS. First of all, CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. It is like the decorator. It decides how things look, like the color, fonts, and where everything is placed. For example, without CSS, this login page would be like plain room with no decoration, just simple text and boxes we are able to see. No color, nothing is there. Let's suppose, okay, no need to suppose, let me remove the CSS files for showing you like without CSS how a file look like. So in head section we have a CSS file kept. I'm going to remove this CSS file from here. I'm going to click on delete. So after deleting this element, look how it's looking like without CSS. As you can see, if we remove CSS from the Facebook login page, it's like taking away all the decoration. The colors, fonts and arrangement would go back to default, making it look basic and not as appealing. It's like losing the stylish design, and the page becomes less user friendly and not as nice to look at. So on the Facebook login page, we have JavaScript as well. Okay, let me make it as before, like how it's looking. Okay, now it's looking nice because we remove the CSS file. That's why our web page is looking very not so good, because we are only able to see the structure of HTML only. So this has happened when we remove CSS. Now you understand what is the use of CSS. CSS make a web page more interactive, more beautiful, and with the help of CSS we can also do some dynamic thing that I teach you later on. So after CSS we have JavaScript also. So on the Facebook login page only, I want to explain you what is the role of JavaScript. Like JavaScript make the page interactive and responsive. I will going to break down for you so that you can understand. Like here we have user interaction. Like JavaScript captures your action like typing your username. For example, here if you type your username, anything, and then you write some password. So clicking on login button, when you click on login button, it responds to this interaction to provide a smooth and dynamic user experience. Like it will show like we have a wrong password, it's not you, I just put a random name, so it's not me because I don't know the password. So this helps us to do validation as well. With the help of JavaScript we put some validation. Before you submit your login detail, JavaScript check if you have filled in the required field and if the information looks correct. This helps prevent common mistake and ensure you provide the necessary information. Like if there is an issue, like right now I just write the right email and wrong password, so it's showing me the error, incorrect password or missing field, like this it will display. JavaScript can display error messages dynamically without reloading the entire page. It gives you the instant feedback on what went wrong. And here in JavaScript we do asynchronous request also. Asynchronous means the thing is not happen, like if one task is happened, then after that second task is in pending, then automatically third task is done, then it is come in the asynchronous request. So when you click login, JavaScript might send your details to Facebook server without refreshing the whole page. This is done using asynchronous request, providing a faster and more seamless experience. In summarized way, we can say that JavaScript on the Facebook login page ensure a user-friendly, responsive and secure login experience by handling interaction, validating input and managing error, and facilitating communication with the server as well. Now that we understand how to create the structure with HTML, you might be wondering like where we will write the code. Well, there are many editors available for coding, and I will recommend you one of them so that you can use that. So it is very helpful for you to write the code in a easy way. So now you understand what is front-end development and what is its importance. Then we see the difference as well, what is UI and what is UX with, I will show you the practical way like in a Flipkart or in a Facebook login page. So now you understand UI, how things look, whereas UX, how things work. The same definition written here as well, you can read. Like this refers to the visual component of a website, including layout, color and scheme, typography, buttons and other elements. You can read this definition. This is very nice definition. And then we have a UX. UX simply means how things work. It focuses on the overall experience users have when interacting with the website. It encompasses factors like usability, navigation, accessibility and efficiency. So you can read it out and you can understand now. So here we have some diagram, and with the help of diagram we can visualize it and understand what is the main difference. As definition also we can understand, but we can see like UI, you can see the image of eye, we can visualize it like how it is looking. And this is the color, like we can, if we are front-end developer, we can apply color, we can make it as we want, and we can give some layout as well. So these all are the thing. By seeing the image you can understand what is the difference between UI and UX. Here you can see the first images of pointer. So whenever you point on anything, it will work fine or not. Like UX means how things work. So interaction designer. Then we have chart the user pathway, plan information and architecture. You can read this and see the diagram and understand the what exact meaning of UI and UX. By the way, that I already taught you with showing the web pages and that Facebook login page. So now you don't have any doubt. If you have, then you can write in the chat box. I will try to give answer to all of the question that is given to me. Then we have building blocks, HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So for understanding this, what is HTML, CSS and JavaScript, I want to tell you one story so that it's understandable to you what is the use of HTML, CSS and JavaScript and how it works. So once upon a time, there was a builder named HTML. HTML liked to make strong and solid house on the internet. One day, a decorator named CSS came along. CSS was really good at making the houses look pretty with colors and styles. But a house is not just about look, it also needs to work well. So a handyman named JavaScript joined in. JavaScript made sure like everything inside the house works smoothly. Like we have a door, like it's have a proper property of opening and closing. And lights turning on and off property is working well. Like we have a light, but we have some switches as well for that light. Like when we switch on, then our light turns on. If we switch off, then our light blow off. So these all the functionality is working, then it look very nice. So this is the work of JavaScript. So together HTML and CSS and JavaScript created amazing internet houses where everything looked nice and worked perfectly. And that's how the web builder learned that working together is the key to making fantastic online homes. Now you understand the role of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. With the help of this, we are able to create beautiful web page with the help of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Whatever the web page you want to create, you can create with the help of this. HTML basically help in creating the structure of any web page that you want to create, and CSS help in giving color, layout and style to that structure, whereas JavaScript helps in adding functionality to it. So in this way, now you can understand what is HTML, what is CSS and JavaScript. Then here we have one beautiful diagram. As you can see, HTML is used for content and structure, whereas CSS is a presentation and JavaScript is a logic and behavior part, where we can apply some functionality so that it work as per our choice. As you can go through with this diagram as well, so you come to know. Then we have a front-end developer role. So front-end developer are the architecture and the engineers of a user-facing site of a website. They use their knowledge of HTML, CSS and JavaScript to make a web page or web application. Like its work is like building user interface, that is UI, and ensure that it is responsive, that I show you. Like in any, like in desktop or in phone view, it should be open in a proper format. We don't have to like it's not happening like that. In desktop it's working fine, but in phone view it's looking very awkward. So this is responsiveness in phone or in desktop, both it's looking fine. Then we have maintaining interactivity, like adding features and functionality that allow user to interact with the website. Then we have a collaborating with other web professionals. These all are the role of front-end developer that one should have. If you want to become a front-end developer, then you know these things, like you have a knowledge of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So bringing a website to life from design to code. So we start coding as well. So we understand what is HTML, what is CSS, what is JavaScript, and then we go through with UI and UX as well. We learn the difference between UI and UX, and we see a Flipkart and Facebook login page, and we understand. Now this is our first day, so I just give you the oral explanation, like how the thing work and what is the difference between these three, HTML, CSS and JavaScript. From next day we will start doing coding as well, and for coding I want to suggest you that you should download code editor VS Code. Like VS Code is a free from Microsoft, so you can download it and you can use it, like because VS Code is freely available. So if you face any doubt, like any problem while downloading VS Code editor, like in case you encounter any issue or problem while downloading VS Code or in installation, so for that I have uploaded a video on downloading VS Code on Senseacademy YouTube channel. My team will provide you the link for that. So once you watch the video, you will understand how to download and install VS Code. I have included the entire process in the video, so go ahead and check it out. So now we can we can imagine a code editor. It's like a notebook. I will show you also the code editor image, like how it's looking when you download and install it. So imagine a code editor. It's like a notebook. Like we write different things inside the notebook in daily life. Similarly, whenever we have to write code, we use code editor for that. And with the help of code editor, we get many free resources and useful things. By the way, we can also write HTML code in Notepad by creating a .html file, or in any Notepad you can write .html file, and there you can write your code. But text editor have a lot of additional functionality which is helpful for us. So that's why here we are going to use VS Code, because in text editor we have some functionality by which we can consume our time. Because in Notepad we have to write the code from scratch, but in editor we have functionality. We don't have to write the same code again and again, and we get lots of time consuming functionality there. So that's why we are using editor here. Now VS Code is already, I say, freely available from Microsoft, so anyone can go and use it. So this is all what I'm trying to say. Let me show you the VS Code as well. So this is the VS Code. When you download and install it, it looks like that when you open it. So here you can create one file with the name index.html. So from here only, from second day, we start doing coding. So today's class we have explored the basic of creating web page with the HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Get set for hands-on coding in our next class using Visual Studio Code. Install it now and get ready for doing code. Let me show you VS Code as well. 1 minute. Okay. So this is a VS Code. Here you have to create index.html file that I already created, and from next day we start doing coding from scratch, like how can we create a structure. Right now you have to just do this thing, that is task given by me, like you have to download and install VS Code in your system and create one file with the name index.html. Next, what we have building the framework. This all are the topics. So this is just the beginning of your exciting journey into front-end web development. As you progress through this course, you will gain practical knowledge and hands-on experience to transform website from concept to reality. So this is all about today. So we will start a course from second day doing coding. So that's all from me. Thank you. Those who don't fill the attendance, our team will send you the link. Please fill your attendance sheet. Attention for all new participants. Kindly register by filling out the form and don't forget to complete the attendance sheet sent by our team. Like, your cooperation is essential for a successful start to our first day bootcamp. Thank you.